Another scene change, it would seem. Would you look at that? So this chapter is entitled Welcome to Smash Mansion. It is the 6th chapter, and we're about to begin it. But before we do, let's just have a look at the author's note. This one is mercifully brief. It just says, get to know the base of operations for this bunch of misfits, even if it is a little too empty for comfort. I encourage all readers to read on, enjoy, and review. Disclaimer, still waiting for a sequel for Ice Climber. Good to know. I suspect you'll be waiting a while yet. Chapter 6, Welcome to Smash Mansion. Location is a question mark, apparently. That's a good title. That strange feeling of completing a mission that could have ended your life because you didn't think of the consequences of wishing for dimensional travel was alien to the likes of Chris. That's a really bad opening line. There was no greater relief knowing that he had made it out alive with the help of his previously pissed-off guardian leveling up a hideout in his name. I think he destroyed it. I don't think he leveled it up. I think what he meant to say is he was leveling the hideout, but he got the terminology a bit confused, I think. Though Chris didn't like the fact that a hideout was blown up in his name, he did like being alive to live another day. Specifically, living somewhere else away from danger was a welcomed idea. Except now, as they both had appeared in a really dark place the portal they took had dropped them at. It was not their home for sure. There were no open windows showing the outside world. It was pure darkness that greeted them from all angles they could turn around to. What? Chris breathed out when he eventually realized this was a bad situation to be in. Where are we? This isn't my home.
Hold it right there,
Lucario told Chris, grasping his trainer's shoulder to keep him from losing contact.
I'll use my aura and scan the place for any shapes.
Oh, right. Well, I forgot you could do that, Chris said.
Now hold it, you dog,
came a voice from the darkness that startled Chris and pissed Lucario. Oh, that's disgusting.
Using your super sixth sense is going to ruin the surprise I've been holding for you two. Wait until I snap my fingers to bring in some light to this sacred place.
Master Hand?
The teen spoke when having recognized the voice.
You brought us in here? Why did you bring us here and not my house?
Oh, please, as if I was going to take refuge in that little home of yours with humans ready to scream their heads off at spotting me in the air. Racists, all of them.
All of them, Master Hand said.
You know what the best place for refuge is? Well, snappity snap.
Then the appropriate sound echoed loud and clear. The first sign of changes was moonlight coming in from a long row of windows opening up behind their backs, with a distinctive gap between them that would be wide enough for a door to be at. They both turned around quickly to brace themselves for what would show up, only to briefly ease themselves at the windows. What does that mean? Distracted by the windows, the room they were at lit up quickly, and the darkness went away. Yes, I've often found that when I turn lights on, darkness does in fact dissipate. That's just personal experience, though it may not be universally true. They found themselves standing in the middle of a gigantic, squared grey lobby. Looking around quickly, they spotted the aforementioned windows on the back, with two large doors right in the middle, leading outside to wherever they were. To the right were many couches placed around rectangular tables, being overlooked by a giant widescreen TV mounted on the wall. To the left was an empty wall to the right of a large entrance leading to a pristine white area that they assumed was a kitchen of untold size, spotting many sinks and chairs placed around a very large table in the middle. To the front, the large lobby was 3 stories high, with a wide open hallway on the first floor, an inward staircase on each side connected to the second floor, and another hallway with a wooden rail, and lastly a 3rd-story level that was just a wall. The gaudy red mattress, brimmed yellow, gave a small, professional look to the large environment. Right there in front of them, Master Hand was floating, holding the pose he used to snap his fingers. Then Crazy Hand, appearing from behind him, and raised a trumpet, seemingly playing a triumphant tune by just holding it. "Welcome," Master Hand began, "to the Smash Mansion." Oh, it's like the chapter title.
It's calling it back. Wow.
That simple and emphasized greeting to the mysterious building only slightly startled them, but it didn't compare to how they got surprised at the very long echo that followed after that. The word mansion kept going on, bouncing across the empty hallways, which must have been very long ones to even allow the sound to continue for a straight minute. It wasn't impossible to believe that the building they were in was simply too big as the word kept going further and further away into the hallways. The duo remained looking around until the word died out completely. Crazy Hand stopped playing the trumpet to see his fellow brother miserably lying down on the floor, right before he started sobbing in placing. What? This is so depressing, Master Hand sobbed. This wonderful mansion, devoid of people. Ellipsis. Chris and Lucario exchanged worried glances and looked back at the hand.
This is a mansion, you said?
Chris asked. Yes, the Smash Mansion. Master Hand got up very slowly. Population, us four. Formerly over 30. Oh God, he sobbed.
What is it with your sobbing?
Lucario asked. You'd be sobbing too if the home where you housed that many interesting people suddenly went dead with no one else to brighten the silence, the Hand complained. I'll have you know, I have never invited less than 8 people into this humble abode, but now I have to start really slow with just the 2 of you living here.
I never said I was going to live here.
Master Hand broke, crying. Lucario got a dope slap on the back of his head by Chris. The slap itself was, in fact, dope.
We don't want to crush his self-esteem more,
Chris hissed. He turned back to Master Hand as Lucario resisted that slap to his guiltiness.
So sorry, we'll try to help you out with this. I think we agreed on that, right?
The Hand choked up, I think it means choked up, and looked at the team. Can you multiply yourselves to 8 people? That'd make me feel good with myself, the Hand said.
We can't do that.
The Hand sobbed harder, making the situation far uncomfortable for the 2 new guests.
Now you're trying to get too much from us. Can't you just be happy with it? You have the 2 of us here?
And me, Crazy Hand added. A little moment of sodding? I hope not. Doesn't even have any genitals. A little moment of sobbing later, the Hand regained his senses and stared at his low amount of guests that he wasn't satisfied with. Fine, he gave up in a bored tone. Welcome to the Smash Mansion, where impossible wishes come true, as nightmares people didn't think through. Yada yada yada, please have fun in these huge, empty, hollow halls of pure silence, and don't make a big mess during your stay, or else I will pound you into the ground. The duo kept staring. What? The Hand said.
It's like the life in you just died,
Lucario pointed out. It did. It was horrible. He shrugged and composed himself even more. Whew. I needed all that steam out of my system. As I've said before, I got a breakdown. Welcome to this mansion, you two. This is a place where you would never have guessed before all your favourite colourful fighters lived together under the same roof. Chris grimaced.
Seriously? You put everyone to live here?
He asked. Yeah. It's chaotic as you may think, Master Hand said. Bowser plotting to kidnap Peach under Mario's nose, Luigi cowering in fear, the swordsman having a sword club. Oh, is that what they're calling it these days? Zelda actively trying to avoid Captain Falcon's advances, the space furries snarking non-stop at the space furries. That's not very nice. That's kind of offensive, really. And they're not furries because they're actually animals, you know? Wait, hang on a second. This story was written in like 2008. I didn't even realize that the term furries existed back then. This work was ahead of its time. Very impressive. Where was I? The space furries snarking non-stop at the antics, Kirby killing the fridge and leaving everyone to starve or leave the place with food, Mewtwo glaring at anyone who tries striking a conversation with him, Mr. G and W. Who's that? Oh, I guess he means Mr. Game & Watch. Mr. G and W hiding perfectly in plain sight, Ganondorf fighting his urges to blow Link a new one. Blow Link a new one. I think that means to beat him up. I don't think it means to, play with his sword, if you know what I'm saying. The usual on almost a daily basis.
If that does happen a lot, I don't want to think what my survival rate would be.
Lucario growled mentally at the thought. There that is again. Growled mentally. He keeps saying that.
doesn't make sense. You can't growl mentally. It's a noise. You can't do it mentally.